Welcome to Home Team Advantage. I'm Gary Gimbetti along with Mike Egan, and we got a bit of a,
Quandary?
no, not a quandary, but I can't think of the word, but we got a different format coming onto the show today.
Oh, that's right.
Upgrade.
An upgrade, that's the word I'm looking for. We started this show, I believe, 7 years ago. We were thinking.
I got the 7-year itch, my friend.
Yeah. And
Looking for a
today,
new partner.
well, it just happened yesterday, but HPAT flipped over to high definition
Yep.
television, and we are doing our first show.
And we
in
have to.
high def.
No, we really got to comb the hair and get the makeup on. And
Yeah, if you thought we were ugly before, well, you'll really think we're ugly now. But congratulations to HPAT for making the switch over. And if you're on, is it Mediacom? I believe it's
Mediacom cable in here.
channels 802, 805, and 807. And if you don't have a box, it's 117.2, 118.5, and 117.7. So there you go. You're going to see all your shows on HPAT and high def, and hopefully it's enjoyable.
what if you're on an antenna?
Then you gotta go to the internet.
No,
Oh, if you're on an antenna, then you have to go to the internet if you didn't hear that. So,
I think the nursing home's got cable, so I think we're covered.
oh yeah, I
there.
know we're good. I know because I was up there for a few months last year. So, yeah, but no, hey, getting into the 21st century and.
Yeah. What's even more surprising is 7 years.
Yeah, the 7 years that we've. Well, that's what we were thinking because we thought we were actually doing the show before the Miracle League field
Yeah.
was built, and you said that was 7 years ago, and I think we were talking about that on the show. So, yeah, it's been a long time. Just
Can't believe it.
yeah. Let's see, 7 years ago I was only 56. Wow. I was young back then.
Well,
So.
I'm trying to think I can't remember
How old you are right
7
now.
years ago.
But yeah, it's amazing, and no, it's a good thing. Hopefully,
Yeah.
you keep watching, and hopefully we entertain you. And I don't know if we do or not, but
Well, we haven't got kicked off the air yet.
no, because we haven't really sworn on the air yet.
The hell we haven't.
Well, yeah, I guess we have, but we don't. I don't know if we have that 5 or 7 second delay, but our producer here is pretty good at editing stuff out.
Well,
so.
we're like the new, what is it, the new News Nation cable show. We're up and coming.
Up and coming.
Like out of ESPN 24. We're coming.
So yeah, no, and it's surprising that I don't think I've ever said a swear word on this show, and when I'm not on the air, I swear all the time. Especially out on the golf course.
There might have been a couple of times you shut your mic off when you said something.
No, I've never.
You mumbled under your breath.
No, maybe that, but that's pretty amazing for me. It's how I can control myself when I'm doing public address or if I'm doing on the air, doing something on a mic, and boy, when I'm out of here, oof.
Did you ever swear when you were doing the hockey games?
No,
Huh?
not once.
Wow.
So hopefully we do get to do that again in high def.
Well, I'll have to just come out and watch you play golf and
Yeah,
listen to you swear.
yeah. So I got to play with the older gentlemen, so I should learn some new words.
I'd be a little careful how I said that.
Yeah. Well, I was out golfing this morning at 6 o'clock, and so if I slip up now, it's only because I'm tired. But
Playing in the dew.
yeah, it was wet. It's been wet out there, boy. I mean,
Well,
but
it's
the
not-
course is in good shape.
It's not like we haven't gotten any rain lately.
No, not at all.
It's like living in the Amazon rainforest around here.
They say there's a drought going on in this country. Not here.
Not here.
They say there's a heat wave going on in this country.
Not here.
There you go.
It was like a fall day yesterday.
Yeah.
It was cold.
Well, even Gary Yeager this morning, just before I teed off on number one, was going out to set tee boxes for the young kids, and he goes, "Yeah, feels like Northwest weather."
Yeah.
And yeah, he was not too far off. You know, that's coming up in less than a month. So
I only have to mention that you mentioned Mr. Yeager, but there's the Doc Owens Youth golf tournament going on out.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
what, you know any information as far as ages and what that is?
Well, there's from 18. There's a whole bunch of different age divisions,
Okay.
starting at age 17 and 18, and then working its way down to, I want to maybe say 7 and 8.
No.
You know, and both boys and girls, and they teed off. The older kids are teeing off first. They started at 8:30, and they're
Is that a shotgun?
no. They all
Everybody
go
leaves
off on
the
the
first
first
tee?
tee.
Nice.
And of course, the younger kids don't have to play the blue,
They play the-
white,
they play the
black,
orange.
and gold and red tees. They have separate
Oh,
like on number 1 there. If you've been there, it's their tee box is over the creek there,
oh,
so they don't have to maneuver
that's where I'd like to play.
it. Yeah,
I'm 3
Yeah.
shots before I get to the creek.
Yeah, that's but sometimes that's my game too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if they play. I'm not sure if they play the younger kids play. They only play 9 holes. The older kids play 18. But I'm not sure if they play all 9 or if he just goes from 1 to 4, or if they do go from 1, 2, 3, and 4 all the way
Any
around.
favorites in the field that you know of?
No, I can't think of any. I did. I followed the first group going down number 1 before I came here because I figured I'd get some pictures right away. And there's a Caden Carpenter from Coleraine who was, I believe, their number 1 player. And then there was a Nathan Skubik, was the only other 18-year-old or 17-year-old boy in the tournament. And I said, "Where are you from?" And he goes, "Raleigh, North Carolina."
Oh,
So at some point I'm going to have to say, well, how the heck did you find out
I'm
about
here
this?
from the tournament. Yeah.
And that, so yeah, it was kind of interesting.
So it is open to the whole range, not just Hibbing.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's open to everybody. I mean, and I do believe, I mean, that obviously the Dr. Ben Owens Foundation covers it. The kids don't have to pay anything to enter it. All that entry fee
Yep.
stuff is taken care of.
Nice.
So it's a nice event for them. You know, I just feel bad I didn't do much promotion for it, and I should have. And I keep saying I'm going to every year, and then I don't. And
Well, you're not in the loop.
well, no, nobody's ever puts me in the loop. So, but it's a good event, and you know, hopefully they can get, you know, maybe next. No, I'll say wait till next year. Hopefully it'll get a little bit more.
Well, they
but-
got good weather for it. It's supposed to be nice today. Is it a 2-day or just 1 day?
No, it's just a one-day
One day.
event.
So they got a
you
good
know,
day for it.
Yeah. So it won't be hard to find the winner
Well,
when they get done.
Some poor little 9-year-old will be out there hitting the ball and he'll hit it over by where you were playing and go, oh my God, look at Bigfoot walking
Yeah.
in the mist.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we don't talk about my game much on here because obviously people in Hibbing don't really care. So,
Well, I do.
well,
You had what, 6 pars?
I had 6 pars today on the front 9. So
Boy, not
and
bad.
I shot a 40. So
All right.
the game's been really good this year.
Are you gonna play in the PGA or the LIV?
Maybe I should go there. Maybe I can see if
Yeah.
I can get a sponsorship and go in there.
Go play get a couple $1 million playing in the LIV.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
They don't seem to care who they put in there.
You're gonna have Charles Barkley do the play-by-play.
Scores are 20 over par. I could shoot 20 over par on any of those courses. Hell, that'd be easy.
Yeah.
Oh, heck, that would be easy.
See, it is sore. Yeah. See, there goes.
There I go. There goes my perfect
Sure,
streak.
Yep.
Well, you got me talking about golf, so that's a good reason why. But yeah, nobody.
Speaking of golf, that is quite a controversy right now. This PGA and LIV. Now they're coming out, and a lot of the golfers that switched over to the LIV are saying, "Well, we never did really like the PGA, and they didn't treat us right, and all that." PGA's been there for 70 years.
Yeah, they didn't treat you right. That's where
Yeah.
you made all your millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You know, and Tiger Woods said it beautifully about having to earn your money on the PGA. Here, you go to a tournament,
And you're guaranteed money.
you get the money, and
Yeah.
you don't even care how you play. I mean, but on the PGA, I could obviously never play on the PGA because I never shoot well enough to.
Yep. I see
to earn money.
the young man that won the 3M tournament down in Minneapolis PGA tournament last week is leading.
Yeah, he was
Where is
leading
it?
after day one of this tournament.
Yeah.
I think it's in. Is it in Michigan? I think in
Okay.
Detroit or someplace.
But the next PGA event, he's leading that. So
Yeah, I mean, you have to earn your money on that. You
Yep.
just don't get hand dished out 200 million for showing up.
Yeah, that's
No, some of them obviously get appearance fees anyway.
Right.
I'm sure for showing up to tournaments, but you the rest of the money you make, you have to earn it and play well. So
lost a lot of respect for some of those players when it's just now it's just the money. It's not the game anymore. So
yeah, and supposedly Henrik Stenson got his Ryder Cup captaincy
taken away.
taken away.
Yep.
And
Good.
good for Europe. I
Yep.
mean, I would too. But he doesn't think that he should get it taken away. Well, yeah, you should because you just got out of the PGA, and the European tour, where they gave you a good living.
Yep. Oh, I don't know. A couple million. I don't know if I could live on that. Jeez, I
Oh
don't know.
no, that would be too rough,
Let's
wouldn't
see.
it?
I could play golf every day, have it paid for, have my room and board paid for, walk away with a couple million at the end of the year or more. Oh, I don't know. Oh, and free golf balls.
Yeah, free golf balls, and you got all your sponsors' names on your shirt and
And
your
your bag,
hat
yeah.
and your bag, and yeah, they're giving you tons of money to. Yeah, I don't know. And there's nothing wrong with competition either, but
No.
it's like you play 54 holes. That's not
Yeah.
good enough.
I think it's. I guess I kind of look at it like the old NFL and AFL. Where the AFL kind of broke their way into play. Combined with the NFL, but it's just. I think the biggest controversy is because of who sponsors
Well,
the LIV, and
That is. I mean,
and
that's a big part of it.
But then on again, they sponsor the PGA too, so
Well,
through their
yeah.
sub companies and all the other stuff that
And the
they
United
do.
States does business with them.
Yep.
So I guess it's kind of you're being hypocritical if you think one way and not
Right.
the other. So,
Anyways, what's going on in the local amateur besides the golf tournament? Baseball?
all baseball's done.
Yep.
Legion and VFW both got beat out. The VFW was last, I think Monday, went over to Grand Rapids, and they were one of 3 teams left. They took on Grand Rapids and fell behind 8-2, and then in the top of the 7th inning, they put together a rally and came up run short, so they
Wow.
lost 8-7. But it was nice to see them battle back. Yeah, they can't.
I see Rapids beat Edina yesterday, 2-1 or something like that.
Was that in Legion play at Legion
Must be
State?
yeah.
Oh well, hey, Rapids is Hibbing did beat them in the Legion tournament. Hibbing did beat the Rapids to stay alive. There was 3 teams left, which was a stupid double elimination tournament, and 2 teams got, how do I say it, hosed.
Okay.
Can I say that?
I thought you were going to use one of your swear words.
All right,
again.
that was a good word. Usually, the undefeated team usually waits for the one-loss team to
Right.
come back to the finals.
Yep.
Well, Hibbing and Lakeview and Grand Rapids were left, and Lakeview had already played Hibbing and beat them. So Rapids was the first team that got it because they should have not had to have played Hibbing in
Right.
an elimination game. For Hibbing, obviously not them because they were 3-0 or whatever they were. Well, then Hibbing beats them 7-6, and I thought Hibbing got a little bit hosed because they had to play the next day against Lakeview. I think maybe Grand Rapids should have dropped down and played Lakeview, and then Hibbing would have had an opportunity to play in the finals. Well, Lakeview ended up having some nice batting practice against us, and then they ended up losing to Rapids anyway. So, but I didn't understand that.
Kind of like deja vu for me because we had took that junior league or down to where did we go? Down to Illinois. But anyways, a tournament to go on to play in Bangor, Maine for the Senior League World Series, and they come up to you and say, "Well, all you got to do is play this team." I think it was a Wisconsin team, and if you they go by run differential, and after the game's over, we just kind of pitched our 3rd and 4th guys, and so the run differential I think was like 6-2 or something like that. And Then they come back and go, oh, no, we changed.
Oh, they changed the
It's not
rules.
run differential, so
Oh.
you're not going.
So that's what you thought going into the tournament.
That's what
or
we were
that's what they
told,
told
yeah.
you going into that game.
Yeah,
and
based
then they totally.
Run differential.
Okay.
So,
Well, that's they do what they want to do sometimes. But yeah, but the sad part of it is even though Hibbing beat Rapids, they tried to downplay it because Rapids, it was a throwaway game for them. They didn't need to win it, and they didn't pitch their best guy, and and it's like, give me a break. You got beat. You
Yep.
pitched who you pitched. You walked 6 or 7 guys, which maybe you don't normally do, but you did it that day.
Yep.
And Hibbing got enough hits to score 7 runs, and then they held on, and Bo Freider made a nice diving catch in the outfield in the 7th inning. Because Rapids, of course, they're not going to die,
No.
and they came back, and they got 2 guys on right away, and they ended up getting the 2 runs or whatever it was, and misplayed ball in the outfield, scored 2 runs. It bounced in front of the outfielder, who had a great game. I won't say who it is, but he had a great tournament after watching a couple of the games.
Yeah.
But it was a tough ball. It was an in-betweener. It hit, and it got by him to the fence, so 2 runs scored, and there was a guy on third. And then they hit a fly ball to right field, and Bo Freider made a nice diving catch, which they thought was trapped, of course. But, your umpires, you only have 2 of them. You can't go out and look at it.
No.
So, but yeah, they tried to take the luster off of the win.
Oh, those guys from Rapids are
Well,
they're just terrible.
And their coach would never say that. I mean, it wasn't their coach that did that. It was just other people I was hearing
Yeah.
this stuff from. And it's like, yeah, no, you got beat. If you had a throwaway game, you had a throwaway game. You shouldn't have had to have been in the game in the first place. And then once you got beat by them, you should have had to have dropped down and played
Well,
Lakeview anyway. So
to me, there's no such thing as a throwaway game. Either you want to win or you don't. So,
no, and then like we said, the VFW was down 8-2, came back and scored 5 runs, and they had, I think 1 or 2 guys on, and one of their better hitters up, but it just
Didn't produce.
he popped out to the
Yeah.
catcher, and that was that ended it. But at least they made a game of it.
yeah.
So. And they were running out of pitching. Hibbing was, and Rapids didn't have. I don't know who won that one because they had to play Duluth East or Lakeview right after. Because
Well,
East was
Must have been Rapids because they're playing Edina and beat them.
Yeah,
yesterday.
but this was VFW now,
VFW,
so I don't
I'm
know.
sorry,
I
okay.
don't know how that one ended up. So I don't know if Rapids was able to beat East twice or what the deal was there. But congratulations to the Zubiches and to Logan Radovich. Great first years, and keep it going.
Yeah. At least the kids are playing. That's the main thing.
Oh, I can't imagine how many at-bats some of those kids got over
Good.
the summer. Playing both and seeing good pitching, and that there's a lot of good, like we maybe talked about, there's a lot of good young talent coming from the Little League all the way up to the
Yep.
Junior League and VFW and Legion.
Speaking of Junior League, their tournament starts next Thursday. Is that
Supposedly next weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know if they don't have just a Hibbing League tournament, do they? No, we don't know
correct?
that.
Not with 2 teams.
So no, yeah. Well, you can play a double elim tournament
Yeah.
with 2 teams. There you go. Then,
They go by run differential.
yeah, there you go. So yeah, no, and I guess that's over in Cherry. So
Yep.
next Saturday and Sunday, the 13-year-olds or 14-year-olds will be
Playing. Good
playing.
for them.
There's 2 Hibbing teams. There's Hardy's and
Fravonis.
Fravonis. So good luck to them.
Two of the old mainstays, Fravonis and Hardy's. Yep.
Yeah, and it's too bad. I mean, you can't have more teams. I mean, it's just too bad. There's the more kids don't want to play baseball. It's a fun game. It's a hard game,
Got to be dedicated.
but it's fun.
But it's a
fun to
team
play.
game. It's not an individual.
team
it's a
game.
Team
You-
game.
9 teams in that league.
Well, there's only 9 teams in the league.
And just around the range.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's
Well, from the falls
that's
all
about
the way
every
to
that's
Hibbing,
about every
Well,
city.
Niagara Falls,
Falls by.
they dropped out.
Oh, they dropped out. Okay.
Well, but you got all the range teams, and I'm sure some teams maybe from Aitken or someplace, or nobody from Aitken. Maybe they dropped out. How about Duluth?
No,
No. Okay.
not
Central Range.
All right. Well, we got our expert junior league aficionado over there.
Iron Range baseball.
Iron Range baseball.
Okay. Well, that's why they won. But you never know in these
If
tournaments.
we don't
who
get
they
it
might
right, he
come
could
up.
turn our mics off.
It's all right. Then we can go home.
Yeah, yes. Some of us have homes to go to.
So that does it for that. I don't know if we can talk about this, but it sounds like the turf is going in
Monday.
Monday. It's what I've heard.
They keep pushing it back. It's supposed to be last Monday, but because of the wonderful weather we've been having, so now it looks like it's going to go in on Monday. So, which would be really nice to see.
Well, I want to be there as soon as they start laying it with my camera.
Yep.
Because I want to get pictures of it, and I want, if anybody's out there to interview for a story, I'm hoping maybe the AD's out there or Sean's out there
I'm sure there'll be a few people out
to
there.
be
so.
to see this thing come to fruition, because it's going to look really nice when it's done. I mean, it looks nice out there now, and there's nothing on there.
Yeah, the way they got it laid out and ready to go, you can just kind of close your eyes and imagine a nice blue turf there with the new gray track around it. So
I know some people don't like the idea of that blue turf, but I give it a break and give it a chance and see.
it'd be unique.
Yeah.
You have your own. You're not.
You don't want to be like every other school and have green, a green field. I
Yep.
mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be.
Support your colors, and that's what the navy and silver are, the Hibbing colors.
Yeah. So.
They changed. It used to be royal blue, right?
Yeah,
Letter-
there were
letter
times
jackets
that we
back-
had royal blue. Well, the girls' letter jackets were always royal blue, and ours were like black or I think
Maybe.
navy.
Navy,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, that shows you how colorblind I am, because they.
Because we made that one jacket for Mr. Dillon, and it had to be royal blue with white sleeves. So that
No.
was 59. Is that when he graduated?
Yeah, somewhere in
58?
there.
But change is good. Hopefully it'll help the football program and the soccer program
Maybe they'll if they
and
wear
the
their
softball program.
if they wear their navy blue jerseys, nobody will see them on the field.
Well, that's
That's
now
part
you
of-
just gave away one of their
Their
trade
trade
secrets.
So they might end up having to wear white
Yeah.
at home. Who knows? But no, anything that can help us win some games is a good thing.
Well, it could be like the NFL. The home team always wears the away jerseys at home, and then the visiting team wears their home game jersey.
Mm,
That's so they can sell more
Yeah.
at the concession stand.
yeah.
Speaking of jerseys, I see 4 NFL teams are changing their logos and their helmets, and
Oh,
Dallas is going back to the old '60s style with the big star on the side and the star on the shoulders or something like that. It's supposed to be kind of different. So.
yeah. And they started training. Vikings started training camp. The Vikings.
Oh, that's right. That's one way I picked up the Minneapolis Star-Tribune the other day to read it, and you open the sports section. Here's 4 pages of hype.
Yeah, of course. Around the team that never seems to be able to win anything.
Yeah, but they had a nice little deal on was it DJ Ham last night about what he's going to contribute to the Vikings, and it's always nice to see from Duluth, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Denfeld High
local kid.
School. So,
How what their plans are for him this upcoming year. So not just going to be a running back. So
yeah, well, we'll see what kind of offense Kevin O'Connell runs,
Yeah.
and we'll see if it's, Justin Jefferson thinks he's the best wide receiver in the game now, and
he's not too far away
well,
from it.
no, don't get me wrong. I don't think that he's not any good, but we'll see. Hopefully, he has a 2,000-yard year.
Yeah.
That means Cousins is throwing the ball all over the field, and if the defense is
Better.
is respectable, they will make the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Well, they're going to change. They're going to a 3-4 this year, so we'll see how that goes. And I don't know. It's again, it's hype, and we'll see what happens.
Mhm. I guess we can end it with just we got about 3.5 minutes, but
Waste on the Twins.
trade deadline's coming up like August 2nd or 3rd.
Yep.
So far, they haven't done a thing,
Nope.
and they need to do something.
They better, because their pitching is atrocious. And how can you leave a guy in a game who walks 3 straight batters and then gives up the winning sacrifice fly? I mean, I don't know what Balboa was thinking.
Well, yeah, I'm starting to come around to your way of thinking. because you can't have Tyler Duffy
No.
trying to close out games or keep games close. You can't have Emilio Pagan trying to close games or keep games close. They just can't do it.
Yeah.
And they need at least one starting pitcher. And there's the rumors are this Luis Castillo from Cincinnati and the
kid.
Montaz kid from
San Diego.
Oakland.
Isn't there a guy from San Diego?
Well, no,
too?
that's Manea.
Oh.
I'm not sure whatever one. If it's flipped, it's
Yep.
flipped. But because San Diego traded for the one of them.
Yeah. And the
Good.
Yankees just got stronger. They picked up a new shortstop.
Benintendi, an outfielder
Yeah.
who's got a lot of hits this year, and
Yeah.
it's 300 average. But hey, they've hit the skids a little bit here. But when you're 30 games over 500, I don't think you really got to worry about it.
Speaking of the Yankees, just to throw it out there, if anybody's been watching The Captain, that's that series on ESPN about Derek Jeter, very good.
Mm.
Guy's really something else. I mean, you always think of the Yankees being jackasses. This guy is. If you go
A1.
by what they tell you, yeah. If you go by what they say and how they, his images, he's the kind of player that you'd want on every team. So.
Well, and plus he was a darn good player.
Right.
And yeah, you'd take him on your team any day.
Yep.
But they don't even think he was the best shortstop on the team, to be honest with you. A-Rod might have been the better
Well,
shortstop.
part three of the program, I think there's 4 or 5 to it. They talk about him and Rodriguez and the rivalry. There's no rivalry; they were best friends.
No.
But Jeter said when we got on the field, that all went outside the door. It was, I'm here to win, not to be
Yeah.
your friend. So,
Yeah.
but they always claim that Rodriguez was the better player, but that Jeter was the better man, I guess.
Well, he might have been the better clutch player. I don't
Yeah.
know how clutch A-Rod was, early when his career with the Yankees, because Jeter was always the one that
well,
he got the big hits in the big games.
see how he does with the Timberwolves.
Well, they've already made a big splash, so we'll see when that starts. And really, it starts in like a month and a
Yep.
half.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Well, we hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you like the high def.
Yeah,
And,
don't get too close to that TV screen with this HD.
yeah. And my co-host is going to be gone now for a couple weeks, so we might not be back until maybe the 3rd week of August. So until that time, take care. And for Mike Egan, I'm Gary Gimbetti. We'll see you again.
Hibbing Public Access Television would like to thank U.S. Bank for providing us with studio space.